Valmiki Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, Book number 2, Sarga 20, Roman numerals XX 20, KAUS'ALYÁ'S Lament. But in the monarch's palace when sped from the bower that lord of men, up from the weeping women went a mighty wail, a mighty wail and wild lament. Ah, he who ever freely did his duty ere his sire could bid, our refuge and our sure defense, this day will go an exile hence. He on Kaushalya's He on Kaushalya loves to wait, most tender and affectionate. And as he treats his mother thus, from childhood has he treated us. On themes that sting he will not speak, and when reviled is calm and meek. He soothes the angry, heals offense. He goes today an exile hence. Our Lord the King is most unwise, and looks on life with doubting eyes. Who in his folly casts away the world's protection, hope, and stay. Thus in their woe, like kine bereaved, of their young calves the ladies grieved. And ever as they wept and wailed, with keen reproach the king assailed. Their lamentation mixed with tears smote with new grief the monarch's ears, who, burnt with woe too great to bear, fell on his couch and fainted there. Then Rama, smitten with the pain, his heaving heart could scarce restrain, groaned like an elephant and strode with Lakshman to the queen's abode. A warder there, whose hoary eld in honor high by all was held, guarding the mansion set before the portal girt with many more. Swift to their feet the warders sprang, and loud the acclamation rang. Hail Rama, as to him they bent, of victor chiefs preeminent. One court he passed, and in the next saw masters of each Veda text. A crowd of Brahmans, good and sage, dear to the king for lore and age. To these he bowed his reverent head, thence to the court beyond he sped. Old dames and tender girls their care to keep the doors were stationed there, and all when Rama came in view, delighted to the chamber flew, to bear to Queen Kaushalya's ear the tidings that she loved to hear. The queen on rites and prayer intent, in careful watch the night had spent, and at the dawn her son to aid, to Vishnu holy offerings made. Firm in her vows, serenely clad, in robes of spotless linen clad, as texts prescribe, with grace implored, her offerings in the fire she poured. Within her splendid bower he came, and saw her feed the sacred flame. There oil and grain the vases stood, with wreaths and curds and cates and wood, and milk and sesamum and rice, the elements of sacrifice. She, worn and pale, with many a fast, and midnight hours in vigil passed, in robes of purest white arrayed, to Lakshmi Queen drink offerings paid. So long away she flew to meet the darling of her soul. So runs a mare with eager feet to welcome back her foal. He with his firm support upheld the queen as near she drew, and by maternal love impelled, her arms around him threw. Her hero son, her matchless boy, she kissed upon the head, she blessed him in her pride and joy, with tender words, and said, Be like thy royal sires of old, the nobly good, the lofty souled, their lengthened days and fame be thine, and virtue as beseems thy line. The pious king, thy father, see, true to his promise made to thee, that truth thy sire this day will show, and regent's power on thee bestow. She spoke, he took the proffered seat, and as she pressed her son to eat, raised reverent bands, and touched with shame, made answer to the royal dame. Dear lady, thou hast yet to know that danger threats and heavy woe, a grief that will with sore distress on Sita thee and Lakshman press. What need of seats have such as I? This day to Dandak wood I fly. The hour is come, a time unmeet, for silken couch and gilded seat. I must to lonely wilds repair, abstain from flesh and living there. On roots, fruit, honey, hermit's food, pass twice 7 years in solitude. To Bharat's hand the king will yield the regent power I thought to wield, and me a hermit will he send my days in Dandak wood to spend. As when the woodman's axe has lopped a sal branch in the grove she dropped, so from the skies a goddess falls, ejected from her radiant halls. When Rama saw her lying low, prostrate by too severe a blow, around her form his arms he wound, and raised her fainting from the ground. His hand upheld her like a mare who feels her load too sore to bear, and sinks upon the way o'ertoiled, and all her limbs with dust are soiled. He soothed her in her wild distress with loving touch and soft caress. She met for highest fortune eyed, the hero watching by her side. And thus, while Lakshman bent to hear, addressed her son with many a tear. If Rama, thou had never been born, my child, to make thy mother mourn. Thou reft of joy, a childless queen, such woe as this I ne'er had seen. Though to the childless wife there clings one sorrow armed with keenest stings. No child have I, no child have I, no second misery prompts the sigh. When long I sought, alas, in vain, my husband's love and bliss to gain. In Rama all my hopes in Rama all my hopes I set, and dreamed I might be happy yet. I, of the consorts first and best, must bear my rivals' taunt and jest, and brook, though better far than they, the soul-distressing words they say. What woman can be doomed to pine in misery more sore than mine, whose hopeless days must still be spent in grief that ends not and lament, in grief that ends not and lament. They scorn me when my son was nigh. When he is banished, I must die. Me whom my husband never prized, Kaikeyi's retinue despised. With boundless insolence, though she tops not in rank nor equals me. And they who do me service yet, nor old allegiance quite forget. Whene'er they see Kaikeyi's son, with silent lips my glances shun. How, O my darling, shall I brook each menace of Kaikeyi's look, and listen in my low estate to taunts of one so passionate? For 17 years since thou wast born, I sat and watched, ah me forlorn, hoping some blessed day to see deliverance from my woes by thee. Now comes this endless grief and wrong, so dire I cannot bear it long, sinking with age and sorrow worn, beneath my rivals' taunts and scorn. How shall I pass in dark distress my long, long days of wretchedness, without my Rama's face as bright as the full moon to cheer my sight? Alas, my cares thy steps to train, and fasts and vows and prayers are vain. Hard, hard, I ween, must be this heart to hear this blow, nor burst apart. As some great river bank, when first the floods of rain time on it burst, no fate that speeds not will not slay, nor Yama's halls vouchsafe me room. O like a lion's weeping prey, death now had borne me to my doom. Hard is my heart, and wrath of steel, that breaks not with crushing blow, or in the pangs this day I feel my lifeless frame had sunk below. Death waits his hour, nor takes me now, but this sad thought augments my pain, that prayer and largesse, fast and vow, and heavenward service are in vain. Ah me, with fruitless toil of rites austere, a child I sought. Thus seed cast forth on barren soil, still lifeless lies and comes to naught. If ever wretch by anguish grieved, before his hour to death had fled. I mourning like a cow bereaved, had been this day among the dead. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. Valmiki Ramayana. Footnotes. 116.1. The comparison may to a European reader seem a homely one, but Spencer likens an infuriate woman to a cow that is bereft of her youngling there. Shakespeare also makes King Henry VI compare himself to the calf's mother that runs lowing up and down, looking the way her harmless young one went. Her harmless young one went. Cows, says De Quincey, are amongst the gentlest of breeding creatures. None show more passionate tenderness to their young when deprived of them, and in short, I am not ashamed to profess a deep love for these gentle creatures. Wow, that's a nice comment by Ralph Griffith. So this is the thing. Killing the cows in satanic globalist religion of McDonald's and Burger King is so evil and satanic that you won't even believe how evil it is. And only people who are completely ignorant by worshipping Satan, which is primarily being done in Abrahamic religions like Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, they have no problem at slaughtering cows all over the world. They have no problem and making people more and more sinful and karmically infested. Bad karma, infestation that's happening all around the world. That's why people are killing each other, hating each other, and so on. So I'm glad to see that Ralph Griffith said some kind words about the cows. Without cows, there is no ghee, and without ghee or butter, there is no Vedic sacrifices. Original Vedic Aryan civilization was the original world order. And the demons, they want to replace it by killing the Brahminical culture and cows. This is their agenda. They're literally worshipping a dead dude on a Roman cross, on a wooden cross, which is a symbol of, the cross is the symbol of torture, a Roman symbol of torture. And they think this is their God. This is how people are crazy, creating these Kali Yuga religions, satanic religions, primarily Abrahamic religions. Anyway, this is a beautiful, dramatic description how Kaushalya, the mother of Rama, is suffering in separation, already in separation from Rama. These are the pastimes of God. When He comes to the planet Earth, when He appears to kill so many demons, so many cow killers, like Rakshasas, like Ravana. And actually, according to Vedic culture, eating cows is considered cannibalism, sinful cannibalism, like eating your own mother. Because cows gives you so many beautiful things: milk, butter, yogurt, ghee, ice cream, chocolates, so many things. But demons have no respect for the cows, and that's why they have to kill each other off in some big war, because karmically they are destined to. Jai Ramayana ki jai, Roma Victa ki jai. Ciao.